Our next guest walked 15,000 steps a day during the pandemic, and she wrote a book about it. Susan Sommers joins us now with more on the magic of walking, your guide to a balanced, purposeful life. Good for you. I consider myself a walker, but 15,000 steps a day, no way. But this was part of a spiritual quest that a lot of people do, the El Camino.
Yes, it's true. I'd always wanted to do El Camino in person, but I never did. So when June of last year, I saw that there was the Conqueror website, and I could sign up for El Camino virtually. I signed up. So I walked 15,000 steps a day for 4 months.
Wow, that's amazing, because this is a trip to Spain a lot of people take in person, and it is very grueling. But I love that for the virtual visit, the virtual walk, they sent you postcards of like where you would be on your way if you were on the actual trip.
Exactly. It was welcome, rest here, dine here, and they also planted trees for me along the way, so it was really pretty special.
Very nice. You've been a walker for a long time, and like you've done some races, you've done charity events. What is it about walking that you love?
I call myself a distance walker, and that means that I have the stamina to stay there. But it's funny, before I wrote my book, I saw myself as a physical walker, and then I realized that I was a mental and spiritual walker as well. So it moved me into a new direction.
Right. You talk about spiritual walking. There's a lot in the book about nature baths, and I love to do that, where you're just walking in areas that are kind of covered in trees, and you're away from the noise, no headphones in, and it's just getting that nature bath. It's great.
Well, you know, I think that I was always moving so fast when I was walking that I didn't notice things. But before I started the book, I started taking photos and posting them on Facebook, and people started commenting. So I really got into being in the moment. I'm an entrepreneur, a Sagittarius, and I'm used to moving fast. So this really slowed me down.
Right. Speaking of moving fast, you've also walked a number of marathons, and I loved your candor in the book about, you know, you have a diary in there, and it talks about, well, not being able to reach an outhouse in time.
Well, I almost took a shortcut. You know, it was a conversation between me and me, where I said, okay, I could cut through there. There was no one around, just me with my number. But then I said, but then I would know.
Right, right. And you lead trips for people as well, because you love to travel and walk. And that's a great way of seeing a new city or a new country, isn't it?
Well, probably the best thing is when you arrive at a city and you find that there's a local walk, and often there's no charge or there's just a tip, and you really get local people who are passionate, the way I'm passionate about Canada, and it's a wonderful way to spend a morning.
Right, and all it takes is really starting by one foot in front of the other, isn't it?
Yeah, what I say is you have to go out the door, walk out the door, which is the hardest part, and start with maybe 15 minutes and build up, find different routes, and the main thing is to find other people to walk with. That for me is the key, or a dog.
Right, right. How did you find it during the pandemic? I know you were walking with your husband, but walking with, like, I have a buddy that I walk with every Saturday, and there was a lot of the pandemic, I just didn't see her.
Yes, and actually I have a close friend who lives in my complex. I've known her for years, and we started walking every morning, 5 mornings a week. And that early morning walk for me is the best time. But other people like it at lunchtime or after dinner, but for me it's the morning to start the day.
Yeah, it is a great time, and you're there before it gets busy and everything. And so we've got about 30 seconds left. What's your number one piece of advice for people who don't enjoy walking?
Create a habit. Find other people, get out the door, different routes. Every day I took a different route when I was doing El Camino. That's the only thing that kept me going, was discovering new places.
All right. And where is the book available now, The Magic of Walking?
Well, it's on my website at the moment, powersourceforwomen.com, but I'm hoping in September I'll be doing some in-person launches at places like Indigo. So the website will tell people that, yeah.
Okay, we will direct people to your website then on our website, chch.com. Susan, lovely to meet with you. I hope one day to walk with you.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you so much for having me.